If you've ever felt like pulling your hair out dealing with tricky Rolex Authorized dealers, you're not alone. We'll talk about what you should and shouldn't do when dealing with Rolex Authorized dealers. We'll cover the things you should try and the things you should avoid to make sure buying a Rolex is easy and stress-free. Watch until the end to learn helpful tips that will give you the confidence and know-how to buy a Rolex without any trouble. Some Rolex sellers are outstanding, but sadly there are others that can ruin your dreams. It's disappointing because these shady sellers do some questionable things, like selling from the back door or forcing you to buy other expensive brands just to get a Rolex. It's not fair, and it damages Rolex's reputation. However, not all hope is lost. Most authorized Rolex dealers are trustworthy and honest. They care about their customers, aim to do a great job, and keep things transparent. While there are a few bad sellers, most dealers love watches and want to provide customers with a fantastic experience. Today, we'll talk about the sneaky things some customers do that annoy authorized dealers, like buying watches secretly or trying to manipulate waiting lists. Ever wonder what irks good Rolex dealers? Well, it's this one thing that happens more often than you'd expect, and it's seriously frustrating. So picture this. A customer walks into a Rolex store eyeing those rare ceramic Panda Daytonas or Kermits. You know, the ones that are like gold dust on the market. Nothing wrong with wanting a Tiffany OP41 or a blue stainless steel Sky Dweller. We love variety, but here's the kicker. These customers aren't after these watches because they're their ultimate dream pieces. Nope, they've got dollar signs in their eyes. They want to buy these hard-to-get watches just to sell them quickly for a profit. Imagine buying a Panda Daytona for $12,000 and selling it for over $30,000. It's mind-blowing, right? But there are opportunistic types out there, not exactly looking for these watches with good intentions. They're not planning to enjoy and cherish these watches. It's all about making a quick buck. So, here's what happens. These sneaky customers walk into an authorized dealer, but they're not upfront about their true mission. No way. They act all chill, pretending to be interested in something totally different. They're like, "Oh, you guys have that Pearlmaster? What about that two-tone ladies date just with the unique dial?" They pretend to be all excited about a model that's sure to sell, but let's be real. It's not even close to the demand for those hard-to-get Rolex watches they're secretly drooling over. Crafty, right? They act keen on something else, like a Pearlmaster or a swanky metal date just. For a moment, the dealer gets hyped, thinking, "Hey, I can make this person happy score." But then comes the twist. That sly customer goes, "Sure, I'll take that watch, but hey, what else can you do for me, under the table? I've got my eye on that next ceramic Daytona, it's mine, and let's team up on this. I'll grab this watch for my significant other, but that Daytona, that's for yours truly." They're trying to bundle, basically pulling the same tricks as those shady dealers we've heard about. They're trying to lure in a good authorized dealer into their sneaky game. However, it doesn't fly. It drives the good authorized dealers absolutely bonkers because they're all about honesty, transparency, and keeping their watches out of the hands of flippers. We live by a simple yet powerful rule. Honesty is the best policy. It's straightforward. If you're in the market for a Cartier, just say it. Interested in a Breitling, or perhaps that striking Pepsi or the OP41 with the mustard dial? Be upfront about your desires. Now, picture this scenario. What if those crafty individuals were forthright from the start and openly admitted, "Yes, I'm eyeing that Daytona Sky Dweller Submariner because I intend to flip them for profit"? In reality, they wouldn't stand a chance at snagging those coveted timepieces at retail price. Transparency is not just a virtue, it's a guiding principle, and it earns respect in the watch community. These slick operators are pulling out all the stops, attempting to secure those elusive watches at a bargain. But let's face it, the only place to strike a sweet deal is at an authorized dealer, and it's always at retail price. Now, wouldn't it be something if a reputable dealer decided to play along with these cunning customers? Picture this. The customer walks in, expressing interest in various luxury timepieces. They load up their shopping cart with a Pearlmaster, a two-toned Datejust, perhaps even a Cartier and an IWC. The dealer lets them splurge, allowing them to rack up a hefty bill. But when it comes time to hand over the prized Daytona, the dealer decides against it. It would be a poetic form of justice, a lesson in humility for those attempting to game the system. Of course, such a scenario is purely hypothetical, as any reputable authorized dealer would never engage in such deceptive tactics. However, it's an amusing thought to entertain, the idea of turning the tables on those who seek to exploit the system. Ultimately, in the world of luxury watches, integrity and trust are invaluable currencies, and they should never be compromised for the sake of a quick profit. Authorized dealers dislike it when customers try to game the waiting list system. You know how it goes. They act interested in a less popular model to get on the list, then suddenly switch to the watch everyone's after. But it's not just harmless fun. Dealers can see through it, and it messes with the fairness of the waiting list, leaving genuine enthusiasts in the lurch. So if you're eyeing that elusive Rolex, honesty is key. Trying to outsmart the system isn't worth it. Open conversations are appreciated by dealers, and they value customers who follow the rules. Manipulating the waiting list doesn't sit well with people and disrupts the harmony of the watch-loving community. Now, authorized dealers get frustrated with the tire kicker. You know, that customer who seems interested in every watch, asks tons of questions, but disappears when it's time to buy. Dealers don't mind helping enthusiasts explore options, but when someone takes up tons of time and resources without buying, it's frustrating. If you're truly interested in a Rolex, showing some commitment is important. Dealers are happy to help you find the perfect watch, but wasting their time without buying puts you on their not-so-favorite list. Let's talk about another headache for dealerships, the Persistent Haggler. You've seen it before. A customer walks in, spots a gorgeous Rolex, but instead of admiring it, they dive straight into negotiating the price down. While bargaining is common in some markets, luxury watch dealers often have fixed prices due to the exclusivity and value of their timepieces. Here's the thing, dealers get that customers want a good deal, but constant haggling, especially in the luxury watch world, can be a turn-off. Authorized dealers work hard to maintain the integrity of their brands, and aggressive negotiation on a Rolex might not sit well with them. Instead of just focusing on price, it's worth considering the value, craftsmanship, and service provided by the dealer. Seems like most authorized dealers are above board and not fans of these practices. So if you're guilty, let's just say it straight. Stop it. Now, before we wrap up, I want to hear from all of you. What do you think about these sneaky missions for sought-after watches? Have you ever been tempted to play it cool and snag that elusive piece? Or perhaps you've had an amazing experience with an authorized dealer that deserves a shout-out. Share your stories in the comments below. And for more insights like this, don't forget to like and subscribe to Luxury Focus. Thanks for tuning in, and see you at the next one.